The third stage of project management is the execution or the development stage. So for the execution to begin, you need to first decide on a start date. So on that date, your project will commence, your project will start. So you need to decide a starting date for your project to begin, and you have to ensure that the things that we planned out in the planning and design stage are followed, so that there are no delays. Because the thing of delays is that, for example, you have a task A, okay, and then you have task B and C, and B is dependent on A and C is dependent on B. So the thing about delays is that, for example, task A is delayed, so this will have a knock-on effect on the successive tasks. Like, imagine the dominoes, right? You have dominoes. Okay, so if the first domino falls, then obviously the second and the third and the others who are in line will also fall as well. So it's kind of same as to the knock-on effect that we have if delays are there during any of the tasks, especially the tasks which involve dependencies upon other tasks. So if task A is delayed, then obviously task B and C both will also be delayed as well. So that's why we need to follow the plan, because we have to prevent all sorts of delays. Okay, and then another thing is that we have to ensure that the resources are used appropriately. The resources which are allocated for a particular task, they should be used at the right time for the right task, and by the right people, the people who actually need it, that particular resource. So that is also important, the appropriate use of resources. And the third thing is the time scale, and it's important because you need to keep track of your progress. You need to ensure that you're following the time scale that was initially planned, so that you can see that what targets are being achieved by each person, by each team member, so that you can get an overall idea of how the progress is being made as the project goes along. The last thing is effective communication of roles and responsibilities, and that is really important. So someone who is in a managerial position, they need to make sure that all of the tasks, they are distributed and they're given to people who are actually capable of doing them, right? So you can't actually give a task of managing the marketing of a product to maybe a computer programmer. That wouldn't make any sense. So you have to see that all of the responsibilities are handed out and there's effective communication between all of the team members, so that the project, it moves along really well and everything goes smoothly. So we have this. So that's pretty much it. In the execution state, we just have to ensure that our plan is followed in terms of resources, time, communication, and especially budget as well. You have to ensure that all of the things that you planned out initially, the costs and the budget, they're also followed, so that you don't end up in a situation where you have to actually plan further. So plan further to make up for maybe the delays or the ineffectiveness in any of the tasks. So during the execution stage, It's just all about following whatever you planned out and just stick to it really well.